Hey guys, this is Jacob Herndon from Calm 302. This is vlog one, my first vlogging experience ever. So we're gonna work through this together. Um, I really wanted to go into chapter two and really kind of go through what stood out to me and any explanations in my life that are connected to this chapter. So let's start with actually naming the book, because now we're just starting chapter two. Media literacy and seeking honesty, independence, and productivity in today's mass messages. That's by Deidre M. Pike. And this book has been a really good read. Not only because of the data, so I'm pulling it up because I can't remember any of these things off the top of my head. But yeah, this book has been really good. Just trying to figure out all this history that's tied into journalism, and especially this chapter in print media. So I just wanted to find, there's a few spots in here that were really cool. Obviously, they were talking about how print is still actually a major thing in U.S. media. 90%, like we talked about in class, 99% of U.S. adults by 2020 or so is able to read, or is it 15? 99% by 15 can read. But if we go down to the honesty, so this was really fun because this really broke down the HIP description of how we're trying to look at media in this class. So this is a good reminder of okay, this is how I need to think about media from henceforth. So in the honesty section, the real good explanation of yellow journalism and the history behind that was awesome. Obviously, I've always heard about the U.S. and Spain issue in Cuba with the USS Maine blowing up, and that with Pulitzer and Hearst. But after that, really just going into 1981 with Washington Post and Janet Cook for the fake Pulitzer Prize, and the Stephen Glass in the New York Republic issue. That was great. This spot was really interesting. It really allowed me to look at this process. I always look for media and see if it's, where is this information coming from? How many sources? Are the sources just in the wind, or is this real? But breaking down this strategy in this book was really fun. Now I move over to Independence of Print, which is the second of our HIP. This is a good principle to look at. I found they were really good at explaining where bias comes from, and not just looking at political bias, but just in any situation, and really saying this is what they mean by objective, and that journalists don't need to be, but they really should try, or at least be truthful when they're saying they're unbiased. The independence, this is something that's always, people start citing news to each other, but then nobody looks at who's editing this, who's on the board, what are their views on things. So this is a really good section of the chapter. Really looking at that. Where is my news coming from, but where is my news being directed from? So I really enjoyed that. And then the productivity, which is something that I didn't understand when we first talked over HIP. I thought it was just productivity for productivity's sake. Was it a good read? Was it a good information? But going over it, was this helpful to society as productivity? Print media has always had kind of this lockdown, I think, of they seem more truthful, or at least more organized, therefore people are more apt to believe them. Whereas, a blog nowadays, it might sound nice, but more than not, if they're not citing sources, a ton of sources, it's probably fake. So having this print media position where it's they really have tried, and it's done a lot of good work, a lot of 1986, this one section in here, where Ronald Reagan was president, and the Associated Press broke that the U.S. was helping the rebels in Nicaragua illegally, like things like that, where print's actually shown its stripes and been able to show the public, hey, we actually have real sources and real news. Obviously, some of that's been damaged in recent history, but yeah, I really enjoyed just going over the HIP in this and really getting an intro to how this course is going to go and how this information we're learning right now. I'm super big into learning media and all this stuff. I'm always looking at articles and news, and usually if I'm not reading, it's because I'm on a break, because I was losing my mind because there's so much going on right now. But yeah, this section was great. A good little intro to me starting this vlog, trying to get used to this, getting used to this information, how to, while it's not new processes, it's new for me to define this information now through that process. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I found this is very inspirational to now look at all my news through this lens, and this is a really good introduction to print media and how this medium of news has been circulating through the years. So yeah, I will catch you guys on vlog 2 with chapter 3, which will be parody news. So see you guys then.